If you think Ahmadiyya and Qadiani are two different groups, you've already been confused by the name, because the truth is much simpler and much more controversial than most people realize. In this video, I'm going to break down Ahmadiyya versus Qadiani in the simplest way possible, so you actually understand what's going on. By the end, you won't just know the terms, you'll understand the beliefs, the history, and why this topic creates so much debate across the Muslim world. Let's start from the beginning, because this story doesn't begin in the Middle East, it begins in India. Late 1800s British India. A man named Mirza Ghulam Ahmad appears in a small town called Qadian, in Punjab. At first, he presents himself as a religious reformer, someone who wants to revive Islam, remove misunderstandings, and bring people back to faith. Many people start listening to him. But then his claims begin to grow. He says he is the promised Messiah. He says he is the Mahdi. And eventually, he claims a form of prophethood. Now pause here, because this is the turning point. In Islam, there is one belief that is absolutely central. Prophet Muhammad is the final prophet. No prophet comes after him. This belief is called the finality of prophethood. So when Mirza Ghulam Ahmad made these claims, it created a huge reaction. Many Muslim scholars rejected him completely. And this is where the Ahmadiyya movement begins. Now let's clear the biggest confusion first. What is Qadiani? Is it a different sect? Is it separate from Ahmadiyya? No. Qadiani is just a label. It comes from the town Qadian, where Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was from. So people started calling his followers Qadianis. In simple words, Ahmadiyya is the actual name of the movement. Qadiani is a nickname, often used by critics. They are the same group. Now let's go deeper into beliefs, because this is where the real difference lies. Ahmadi Muslims believe that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was a prophet, but they explain it in a specific way. They say he was not a law-giving prophet. He did not bring a new religion. He was a subordinate prophet under Prophet Muhammad. Now compare this with mainstream Islam. Sunni and Shia Muslims both believe that no prophet of any kind can come after Prophet Muhammad. Not a new prophet, not a lesser prophet, not any prophet at all. So this is the biggest difference. And it's not a small one, it's a core belief. Now let's talk about another belief. Ahmadi Muslims believe that Jesus, Isa, A.S., was not raised physically to heaven in the way many Muslims believe. They believe he survived the crucifixion, lived a normal life, and passed away naturally. And they believe Mirza Ghulam Ahmad fulfilled the role of the promised Messiah. Mainstream Muslims believe something different. They believe Jesus, A.S., was raised to heaven and will return before the day of judgment. So again, you see a clear difference in belief. Now here's something interesting. On the surface, Ahmadi Muslims look very similar to other Muslims. They pray. They fast in Ramadan. They read the Quran. They give charity. They go for Hajj. If you saw them from the outside, you might not notice any difference at all. But internally, their beliefs are different. And that's what creates the debate. Now let's talk about leadership. Ahmadiyya has a system of caliphate called Khilafat-e-Ahmadiyya. After Mirza Ghulam Ahmad passed away, his successors became leaders of the community. This system continues today with millions of followers around the world. They are also very active globally. They build mosques. They run charity programs. They spread their message in many countries. You might have heard their slogan, "Love for all, hatred for none." Now here comes the real challenge. Why is this topic so sensitive? Because it touches the core belief of Islam. For Muslims, the finality of prophethood is not a small issue. It is a line that cannot be crossed. So when someone claims prophethood after Muhammad, it creates a strong reaction. At the same time, Ahmadi Muslims consider themselves Muslims. They believe they are following the true message. So now you have two sides, both convinced they are right. And that's why discussions around this topic can become very intense. Now let's talk about something many people don't know. In some countries, this difference is not just religious, it is legal. For example, in Pakistan, Ahmadis are officially declared non-Muslims by law. This has affected their rights and how they practice their faith publicly. In other countries, the situation is different. Some places allow freedom of belief, while others have restrictions. So this is not just a theological issue. It also affects real lives. Now here's the key moment you need to understand. Ahmadiyya and Qadiani are not two different sects. They are the same movement, just called by different names. The real difference is not in the name. It's in the belief about prophethood. Once you understand that, everything becomes clear. Now let's bring everything together. Ahmadiyya is a movement that began in 19th century India with Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Qadiani is simply a label based on his hometown. Ahmadis believe in a form of prophethood after Muhammad. Mainstream Muslims reject any form of prophethood after him. And that one difference changes everything. Understanding this topic is not about attacking anyone. It's about understanding beliefs clearly. Because once you understand the belief, the confusion disappears. Watch the next video on your screen. It will clear another topic that most people misunderstand.